People ask me, Eunice, you travel all the time, and how do you seem so calm and non-stressed and prepared when you travel? Well, the answer is it's not my personality. Definitely type A here. However, I have developed a method over the years that has helped me kind of step through the travel process that helps keep my anxiety level down, all the way from starting to plan 6 months out, all the way to the one special thing I do at the very end of my trip that just seals the deal so I can be stress-free. Let me walk you through it. All right, about 6 months out, the first thing I'm going to do is take a look at my passport. And there's a few things I'm going to want to look at. Number one, I want to make sure that the expiration date on my passport is at least 6 months from the date that I'm leaving the country to come home. Most countries want you to have at least that much time on your passport. I made the mistake once of not doing that. I had planned a whole trip, and when I opened up my passport, I didn't have enough time and I had to cancel the whole trip. It was a very painful lesson, but that has taught me to do that first thing. The second thing I do is find out, am I going to need a visa or any special visas to go on this trip? For example, when I went to China and India, those were for work and I need to have special visas to do that. And I needed to send my passport in to get those visas because they actually put them physically in your passport. That meant any traveling I was going to be doing during that time could not be international because I did not have my passport. Now those took about 6 weeks or so to get, but I wanted to do those early so I could make sure I had my passport back. So take a look at your passport, make sure that you have an expiration date 6 months or more beyond the date that you return back home. And if you need any visas, to get those things done right away. And if it's something where, it's getting too close, you can sometimes call and see if you can get it expedited. But if you're getting visas, it kind of just depends on the country. Make sure you give yourself plenty of time for that. The first phase is my discovery and clarify phase. And what that allows me to do is take a look at what I want to do for my trip and start researching about the trip. What time of year I want to go, what activities there are during that time of year, that type of thing. Trying to plan that out a little bit. That gives me some room to do some research and see if that's really what I want to do, and to try to organize things so that when I do start planning, I have kind of like a little notebook put together of things I might like to do or things that I might like to try during that time that I'm traveling. It allows me to do things like research walkability, so I may not have to rent a car, or finding out where there are some free days, things that might be easier on my pocketbook. So I kind of arrange things like that as well. And I'm going to start doing things like planning my air tickets and my hotels of where I want to stay. Based upon that research, what airport do I want to land in? How far away is it from maybe the city center? Or is it really close? That type of thing. What hotel amenities there are. If it's a longer stay, I may want to have something like a washer and dryer. Or do they have valet parking, and how expensive is it? Those things are some of the parts of the research I've done beforehand. Now I'm ready to start booking my air travel and my hotel and rent a car if I need it. Now, as I get closer to my travel date, a couple of months out, there are a couple things I want to do before I book my flight and before I actually book my hotel. I want to make sure if I have any miles or points that I want to use to book my flight that they're available. And I want to make sure all my hotels and everything are kind of hooked up. Sometimes like Hilton Honors or Marriott Bonvoy, make sure they're hooked up to your credit card so you can get credit for all those. And that when you're booking your flights, you make sure you use that credit card so you can make sure you get your flight miles or points added to that. So I do all of that research first, and then I start booking my actual flights, my hotels, and any rental cars or something that I might need to use on my trip. Also, during this 2-month out phase is the time I start thinking about the weather and what I'm going to be doing and looking at the itinerary a little more closely. For example, if I'm going to be walking a lot, I'm going to make sure I have good walking shoes. And if I have something I've already used and they're great for that time of year and they still fit and they're in good condition, I will go ahead and, pack those. However, I did once buy a new pair of shoes and I bought them too late. I didn't break them in, and I ended up with horrible blisters on my heels, which really ruined my vacation because they were just sore and bleeding the whole time. So if you're going to buy yourself some shoes, now's the time to do it and start wearing them gradually, like maybe an hour a day around the house. And then after a few days, going shopping with them and start breaking them in, getting your feet used to them. Or does it tell you I might need orthotics or something that I need to put in them to make them comfortable? What kind of socks I would like to wear with them? Because walking is going to be one of those things that if it's painful, it's going to ruin your vacation. So a good set of walking shoes, plus starting to look at any outerwear that I might need to have, like a raincoat or a winter jacket. Does it still fit? Are the zippers working? Are the snaps working? Is something worn out? Is there a big stain on it? Sometimes you haven't worn them in a while, so I take a look at those things and start to look at them now so I can get them ordered and have them ready to start packing when I'm ready to start packing. Phase 3, I'm about a month out, and I start looking at things like medications, especially prescription medications. I want to make sure that I have enough, and if I don't, to contact my doctor to get it. Also, that the pill bottles have the correct name and date and they're not expired, because some countries are very particular about that. They're going to want the name on the pill bottle to match the name on your passport, and that they're not expired and the medication is what it is. Or if you need a doctor's note to be able to take that medication into the country with you, this is the time to start getting all those. As many of you know, if you order medication online, it sometimes takes a couple of weeks, and I'm going to want to make sure that I have that and all ready to go and pack up a month or so before I go on my travel adventure. A month out is also where I start looking at what it is I'm going to pack. So I'm taking a look at my itinerary. I'm going to need any fancy clothing, and do I have clothing that's going to be very versatile, something I can wear casually, but also maybe dress up with scarves or belts or accessories to dress them up without having to pack extra things. If I have an event where I'm only going to maybe wear something once, I probably won't bring it. Of course, if it's a wedding or something, you may not have a choice, but when you're packing carry-on only, you want to make sure that what you're wearing is very versatile and is something that you'll be able to wear throughout your travel adventures. One of the things I hate doing is coming home and unpacking a suitcase and realizing half of the stuff I didn't even wear because of either weather issues or I just didn't have the right occasion. So I like to be pretty basic, kind of finding out that the colors, I usually pack a capsule wardrobe, something that has like black, whites, tans, maybe some denim, and then having a couple of things that I can either wear very casually or dress it up. I think at least one of those, like a nice little black dress that allows me to even wear it in my hotel room, wear it to the beach, or dress it up. Something like that always is great to have, and start thinking really closely. Do I really need this? Do I really have to have it for this trip? You don't want a bunch of, let me pack this just in case. Pack a few pairs of underwear and socks. You can always wash them if you need them. But if there's something special you need, like a special bathing suit that you have a hard time finding, make sure you pack that and make sure that's in your personal carry-on. I also start looking at some of my toiletries at this point. I look at what I actually need to bring. Like maybe I have a special cleanser for my face or face routine that I want to pack for sure, but my shampoo, conditioner, shower gel, maybe even sunscreen or bug spray are things that I don't necessarily need to pack. Most hotels will have the shampoo, conditioner, and shower gel, and I can buy sunscreen and bug spray there. It's going to save me some room and weight in my luggage. A couple weeks out, I'm going to try on a lot of my outfits in my capsule wardrobe. I want to make sure everything mixes and matches well, and I want to make sure everything fits. I mean, sometimes you'll have a pair of pants and you might have worn them a year ago and you put them on, you might have gained or lost weight. You want to be able to get something to replace that before you go. So about 2 weeks out, I'm going to start looking at those things and making sure everything fits and everything coordinates well. And that way I'll have a nice capsule wardrobe and not overpack my bag. About 2 to 3 days out is when I'm going to start actually packing my suitcase. I'm going to lay everything out into packing cubes, get those into my luggage, make sure it closes well and is secure. And I want to make sure that everything I'm going to take that's going to be in there, whether it's curling irons, if it's an iron, a steamer, everything you're going to take is going to fit in there. Now, if your suitcase won't close, you need to ask yourself, do I really need this? Is this something I think I'm definitely going to use, or is this like a maybe item? And start editing some of those things out. Find out what you really love, what goes with most things, and edit out what you don't need. And make sure you can get that suitcase closed. And that also goes true with your personal item. Make sure that you can get your jewelry, your medication, your computer, laptops, electronics, things that are important to you into that personal item, and that personal item bag fits your airline restrictions. And every airline's a little different, so I tend to use a soft-sided bag. I make sure I pack it where it can still be squished into the sizer, still be squished underneath the seat in front of me, and that way, once I get off, if I have to stuff a coat or something in there, that's fine. But I always try to make sure that my personal item bag has everything that's important to me, just in case they gate check my overhead bag. I have things with me that will get me through my trip for a couple of days in case they lose my luggage. About 48 hours before I leave, I'm going to start using my toiletries bag because I want to make sure that everything I need is in there. There's many times where I have not done that and I've run out of toothpaste, run out of floss, run out of some sort of face lotion. And if you travel a lot, what you learn to do as soon as you get back is refill them. But if you don't travel a lot, you may not know what's in there, or it may be old. You want to kind of rinse it out and get something new. So make sure that your toiletries bag has everything you need. So I use it about 24 hours beforehand, and that way I know I have everything. About 24 hours before I leave, I checked into my flight. That tells me make sure all of my electronics are charged. My computer, my tablet, my phone, my watch, my batteries, everything is fully charged, so I don't have to worry about trying to get something charged at the airport, or if I'm on a flight and there isn't any charging station where I'm sitting, I have plenty to get me through until I can get to my destination. So always make sure you have that, plus some charging cords. Sometimes charging cords break. I've had that happen to me, and it's really just a pain to have to go through the airport, or when you get to your destination, the first thing you have to do is look for a charging cord. So check all your charging cords, make sure everything works and everything gets charged. Once I have my luggage packed, I will make sure I leave it open and take a picture of my luggage so you can kind of see everything in it. So if they lose your luggage, you can say this is what it looks like and what it looks like inside. And I stick a little bit of identification with my name, my email, my phone number, and the address of my destination, like hotel or Airbnb or friend's house. So if it gets lost, they can open it up and quickly be able to find that and get your luggage to you. I also do that with my passport and visas, credit cards, contact information. Take pictures of those, put them into the cloud in a secure folder so that way if you lose your phone, you can still use your laptop or your tablet to get that information. And I also print a physical copy that I keep with me. And I always carry two forms of identification. I have one on me at all times. So if the country you're going to is requiring you to carry a passport, make sure you have it on you. But make sure you have a passport card or something left in your hotel or Airbnb. So just in case you lose it, you can always use that card to get to an embassy and get a new passport that will get you home. About 24 hours also before I leave, I'm going to schedule through my ride app to get a ride to the airport. And I always schedule that early. Sometimes your driver gets caught in traffic to get to you. Sometimes there's traffic getting to the airport. I'd rather sit at the airport for an extra 35 or 40 minutes and relax than be frazzled even on my ride there before I even start my trip. About 24 hours before I leave, I actually rip my bed apart and put on new sheets. That way when I come home, I'm coming home to relatively clean sheets, and it's going to be so nice just to hop into bed into clean sheets. I just love that when I get home. It almost feels like I'm coming home to a hotel. All right, this last step is the most important step because it's going to actually make you look forward to coming home from your trip. I schedule a little something for me. I schedule either a manicure, pedicure, a facial or massage, something that lets me relax because traveling is stressful. I want to come home, throw all my clothes into the laundry, and then schedule something where I can have at least an hour to myself and say, you did it. You planned it, you packed it, you did it, and now you're home and you can relax. And that to me is something to look forward to at the end of my trip, just knowing that that is waiting for me. If you have a special method that you do that helps you get through those stressful planning and packing days for your travel adventure, drop us a comment. Let us know what you do to help make your trip less stressful. I'd love to know. And remember, folks, travel adventure favors the prepared. I think you're going to love this next video.